How did we get from this
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall,
to this?
I got along well with Putin. That's a good thing. He would have never gone in, but I got along well with Putin. That's a good.
Well, MAGA Republicans keep on making excuses for Donald Trump. And after the murder of Alexei Navalny, the MAGA Republicans in the House of Representatives are now saying that they are confident that Donald Trump is going to speak out against the murder of Navalny. This was from earlier this morning on Fox. Let me play you this clip of Republican Congressman Pat Fallon with Neil Cavuto. Play the clip.
So you're right about the dissident Alexei Navalny. He's dead now. They're still having a devil of a time finding his body at a morgue. That's a separate issue. But Donald Trump has not said anything about that. And some are beginning to sense that he, by not saying anything, by being very complimentary to Putin, by spending more time blasting NATO nations that don't keep up with their bills, that he's sending a signal to Putin. And it's a dangerous one. Do you agree with that?
No, I honestly, Neil, I don't. I think that the president will eventually comment on Navalny's death, and I'm sure he's going to be like you and I and the rest of the country, be appalled. The president has a very good point.
Are you really sure of that?
I mean, that's what I think, and I think we'll tell. You know, time will tell in the next few days.
Well, Donald Trump finally did give a response, and in it, he compared himself to Navalny, and he compared President Biden to Vladimir Putin. That is the tactics of Donald Trump, not calling out Vladimir Putin, but saying that he is like a Navalny. Here, this is what Donald Trump writes. He goes, "The sudden death of Alexei Navalny has made me more and more aware of what is happening in our country. It is a slow, steady progression with crooked, radical left politicians, prosecutors, and judges leading us down a path to destruction, open borders, rigged elections, and grossly unfair courtroom decisions are destroying America. We are a nation in decline, a failing nation. MAGA 2024. So the Republican Party went from the purported party of Ronald Reagan, although I think there's a lot that could be criticized there. That's not the purpose of this video, though, to having someone like Donald Trump, who's out there selling $399 pairs of Trump J6th insurrection sneakers and fragrances and getting booed at Philadelphia Sneaker Con. Here, play this clip.
Wow, a lot of emotion. There's a lot of emotion in this room. Thank you. So the really nice thing is we have lines, and I want to thank Chase and I want to thank Alan, but we have lines going all around the block. They're going all around this block. They've never seen anything like this one.
Oh, good. That's what
I just want to tell you, I've wanted to do this for a long time. I have some incredible people that work with me on.
But let's get to just some of the roots of Donald Trump's Putin fanboying. Let's go to the roots. Let's look at some source material. How about we look at Donald Trump's book? Here it is, page 26 and 27 of The Art of the Deal. Trump writes, "A prominent businessman who does a lot of business with the Soviet Union calls to keep me posted on a construction project I'm interested in undertaking in Moscow. The idea got off the ground after I sat next to Soviet Ambassador Yuri Dubinin at a luncheon held by Leonard Lauder, a great businessman who is the son of Estee Lauder. Dubinin's daughter, it turned out, had read about Trump Tower and knew all about it. One thing led to another, and now I am talking about building a large luxury hotel across the street from the Kremlin in partnership with the Soviet government. They had asked me to go to Moscow in July, and this is in the late 1980s. There's also another reference to the Moscow Hotel on page 364 right there. But again, let's go into some of Donald Trump's early fanboying of Russia before it became the fanboying of Putin and Trump's love of the Soviet Union. Let's take a look right here of a montage that was put together. And here's what Donald Trump had to say about his connections with Russia. Take a look at this 2-minute montage right here as he says he's got these connections and then denies it. But play this clip.
You have a relationship with Vladimir Putin, a conversational relationship, or anything that you feel you have sway or influence over his government?
I do have a relationship, and I can tell you that he's very interested in what we're doing here today. He's probably very interested in what you and I are saying today, and I'm sure he's going to be seeing it in some form. But I do have a relationship with him, and I think it's very interesting to see what's happened. I mean, look, he's done a very brilliant job in terms of what he represents and who he's representing. If you look at what he's done with Syria, if you look at so many of the different things, he has really eaten our president's lunch. Let's not kid ourselves. He's done an amazing job. He's put himself really as, a lot of people would say he's put himself at the forefront of the world as a leader in a short period of time.
Saying, I don't know, Putin. I think it would be great if we got along with Russia because we could fight ISIS together as an example. But I don't know, Putin. But I notice anytime anything wrong happens, they like to say the Russians, he doesn't know if it's the Russians doing the hacking. Maybe there is no hacking. But they always blame Russia. And the reason they blame Russia is because they think they're trying to tarnish me with Russia. I know nothing about Russia. I know about Russia, but I know nothing about the inner workings of Russia. I don't deal there. I have no businesses there. I have no loans from Russia. I have a very, very great balance sheet.
We've met with a number of people, and we may do something in Moscow and in various parts of Russia, but we have had some meetings while I'm here, and we could very well do something. We're thinking about doing a Trump Tower Moscow. So we're talking to a group of people about doing that.
Да, на протяжении моего визита в Москву я встречался, разговаривал с различными людьми. Мы думаем о том, чтобы создать что-то в Москве, например, Трумп Тауэр, да, башня Трампа. Мы как раз ведем переговоры насчет этого.
Somebody said to me today, a very smart person, great business person, called up and said, I heard her saying about Donald Trump and Russia. First of all, I don't know Putin, have no business whatsoever with Russia, have nothing to do with Russia.
Show. And this is what he had to say. Play the clip.
Have you met Vladimir Putin?
Yes.
You have?
One time, yes, long time ago.
Do you feel
with a break, by the way.
I'm saying if you do win the presidency, and I certainly hope you do you feel that you could do business with Vladimir?
Yes, I do. And that's what I do. Deals are people. Deals aren't deals. Deals are people. Yes, I think I would get along very well. I had the big Miss Universe pageant believe it or not, in Moscow 2 years ago. I got to know so many of the Russian leaders and the top people in Russia. I mean, honestly, these are people. They're looking to do things. And, Putin cannot stand Obama, hates him, and doesn't respect him. And that's not off to a great start.
This was Donald Trump going on Brett Baier on Fox, and watch what he has to say here.
If you've ever spoken to Vladimir Putin and you said, I don't want to say.
Yeah, I have no comment on that. No comment. I was in Russia.
One of the things people like about you is to answer any question.
Because let's assume I did, perhaps it was personal. I don't want to hurt his confidence. But I know Russia well. I had a major event in Russia 2 or 3 years ago, Miss Universe contest, which was a big, incredible event, an incredible success.
Okay, so we can say you talked to him.
No, I got to meet a lot of people. And you know what? They want to be friendly with the United States. Wouldn't it be nice if we actually got along with somebody?
Sure, but why do you think Russia is doing these
because they really dislike Obama. They really dislike.
Obviously, these clips are before Donald Trump disgraced the office, before Helsinki. But here was in 2014 where Donald Trump praised the Russian invasion of Crimea. Play this clip.
All right, last name. Vladimir Putin.
Well, he's done an amazing job of taking the mantle, and he's taken it away from the president. And you look at what he's doing, and so smart. When you see the riots in a country because they're hurting the Russians, okay, we'll go and take it over. And he's really going step by step by step, and you have to give him a lot of credit. Interestingly, on the Miss Universe pageant, we just left Moscow. He could not have been nicer. He was so nice and so everything. But you have to give him credit that what he's doing for that country in terms of their world prestige is very strong.
Last thought. Who's the better leader? President Obama or President Putin?
Well, it's not even a contest at this point. Now, Obama can maybe come back and maybe something happens, but so far he has played Obama like a fiddle.
So tell me a little bit about Celebrity Apprentice. Now, I hear a friend of mine, Geraldo Rivera, may be involved.
Here's Donald Trump bragging about bringing the Miss Universe to Russia. Play this clip.
So the big announcement, and it really is a big announcement, because Moscow right now in the world is a very, very important place. And they very much wanted the Miss Universe organization, the Miss Universe pageant. And what's happened is very interesting, but over the years we've become more and more sought after. And this year, I think we had over 18 countries that were vying to get the Miss Universe pageant there. And after we sat down, we broke it down to 5 countries and then 3 countries. And really, we wanted Moscow all the way. And part of the reason we wanted is one of the great families in Russia is our partner in this endeavor.
We're happy to host next Miss University 2013 in Moscow. Welcome to Moscow. Thank you. As you know, Mr. Trump likes the best of everything, and since we have the best venue in Russia, we think that the fit is perfect, and we're prepared to put together probably the best Miss Universe show ever.
All right. Here is Don Jr. Play the clip.
You just told about your new project in Georgia, but we have never heard about any projects in Russia, but it's a big market. Maybe it should be interesting for such a businessman.
It is. I've been there many times, and I've spent quite a bit of time in Moscow looking at deals. A lot of that was before sort of the world changed, say 2005, 2006, 2007. By the time things started looking like they were going to happen, obviously the world sort of readjusted and changed, but that interest is starting to pick back up as the development world and as the real estate market start to pick back up and sales start to happen again. So, that will go, back on the forefront. But I think, for the last few years to start from scratch in some of those markets, again, for us, I want to make sure we pick something that makes sense. We pick a winner. We don't want to have a sort of a false start in a given market. I would rather wait and do it when it makes the most sense. And I think that's starting to get good again.
And what would you do in Russia? What kind of project?
It depends. I mean, the things that I've looked at thus far, I've looked at everything from resort to hotel. I was there last summer looking at a potential golf development because that's a big part of what we do also, high-end golf courses and championship-type golf courses. A big part of what we do now is the hotel world, so, building, managing, branding high-end hotel assets. So, I think any of those things would be possibilities.
And your mom is from Czech Republic?
That's correct.
Do you have any projects or any plans for Czech
We don't in Czech, and I'd love to have something there. I speak the language fluently. Já mluvím česky perfektně, víš, tak I speak the language fluently. I used to spend about 6 weeks to 2 months every summer growing up, back in what was then, communist Czechoslovakia from 1980 on with my grandfather. He was, blue collar, I don't know what the word is here, but, normal guy, Czech Republic, and he saw the lifestyle that we led in the US with my family and sort of the building and the wealth and he wanted to make sure that I was the oldest son, and he wanted to make sure that we experienced perhaps a little bit more of the reality of the world. And so I had it was an amazing experience. I think it was really helpful even for business in that I learned that the things and the benefits and the things that I got to experience in my family in the United States with the wealth that we had, that wasn't the norm. That wasn't normal. And to not take things for granted and to work hard for everything, it really put things into a very good perspective in terms of understanding the value of the dollar. I'll probably touch on that a little bit even tomorrow in my speech.
Here is Donald Trump's former campaign manager, who was convicted twice and then pardoned by Donald Trump. His convictions are in connection with the special counsel's investigation into Russian interference with the 2016 election. Manafort was convicted, and Manafort then, on a separate case, took a plea agreement. Donald Trump then pardoned him. Play this clip of Manafort.
So to be clear, Mr. Trump has no financial relationships with any Russian oligarchs.
That's what he said. That's what I said. That's obviously what our position is.
And of course, Donald Trump's ex-campaign manager had secretly worked with Russian billionaires to benefit Putin's government. He was representing, that was his main job, was representing the Putin oligarchs. That was Trump's campaign manager right there. So going back to the early clip I showed you of Congress member Pat Fallon right there, and him saying, oh, I think that Donald Trump is going to come out and speak about Navalny. He isn't. He isn't at all. When Trump was actually asked about Navalny being poisoned when Trump was in office, this is what he said. Play the clip.
Who do you think poisoned Alexei Navalny in Russia?
We'll talk about that at another time.
No, when we're dealing with somebody who, when he was in office, did this in Helsinki. Play the clip.
My first question for you, sir, is who do you believe? My second question is, would you now, with the whole world watching, tell President Putin, would you denounce what happened in 2016, and would you warn him to never do it again?
So let me just say that we have two thoughts. You have groups that are wondering why the FBI never took the server. Haven't they taken the server? Why was the FBI told to leave the office of the Democratic National Committee? I've been wondering that. I've been asking that for months and months, and I've been tweeting it out and calling it out on social media. Where is the server? I want to know, where is the server, and what is the server saying? With that being said, all I can do is ask the question. My people came to me, Dan Coates came to me, and some others. They said they think it's Russia. I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this. I don't see any reason why it would be, but I really do want to see the server. But I have confidence in both parties. I really believe that this will probably go on for a while, but I don't think it can go on without finding out what happened to the server. What happened to the servers of the Pakistani gentlemen that worked on the DNC? Where are those servers? They're missing. Where are they? What happened to Hillary Clinton's emails? 33,000 emails gone, just gone. I think in Russia they wouldn't be gone so easily. I think it's a disgrace that we can't get Hillary Clinton's 33,000 emails. So I have great confidence in my intelligence people, but I will tell you that President Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial today. And what he did is an incredible offer. He offered to have the people working on the case come and work with their investigators with respect to the 12 people. I think that's an incredible offer. Okay, thank you.
No, and finally, right now you have Donald Trump attacking NATO and saying that, I'll just show you the video. This is a video that Trump made of himself that he posted, which is literally a Putin propaganda piece. Here, play this clip.
At home, the State Department, the defense bureaucracy, the intelligence services, and all of the rest need to be completely overhauled and reconstituted to fire the deep staters and put America first. We have to put America first. Finally, we have to finish the process we began under my administration of fundamentally reevaluating NATO's purpose and NATO's mission. Our foreign policy establishment keeps trying to pull the world into conflict with a nuclear-armed Russia based on the lie that Russia represents our greatest threat. But the greatest threat to Western civilization today is not Russia. It's probably, more than anything else, ourselves and some of the horrible USA-hating people that represent us.
Yeah, so that's the state of the Republican Party, and the Republican Party used to be this.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subs together. Have a good day.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.